Our next caller is Bethany from Tennessee.
Bethany, what's happening? How can we help you?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. I can't believe I can see y'all. So I have been listening since about April or May of last year, and I have just enjoyed all of the episodes I've listened to. I started at the very beginning and skipped around a little bit just to find different topics that I was wanting to listen to, but you guys are awesome in all the information that you're providing. So I'll dive into my question for you guys for time's sake. So my question, will implementing a new stimulus help with fat loss, or to visually see the fat loss, you need to eat at a calorie deficit no matter what, like no matter the circumstance? A little bit of background. I have been lifting weights consistently since January 2022, and then started following MAPS anabolic in August of 2022. Since following MAPS and listening to the podcast, I have eaten at maintenance or a slight surplus in order to gain strength and then to allow my metabolism to adapt towards muscle growth. And then for over a year, I have maintained my weight while increasing strength. So never a decrease in weight. I've always wanted to be strong, and I never found anything on how to eat or train until I found you guys. I guess I wasn't looking in the proper places over the years. And I have heard you're stronger than you look so many times throughout the years, and I want to look as strong as I am and then continuously getting stronger. I enjoy how much food I am currently eating, along with the quality. And I say that I'm not tracking, but I had started after I submitted the question because I figured y'all would need the information. But I don't think I can track at a calorie deficit without hitting mental blocks and then leading into inconsistencies and then down spiraling, since I've done that every time I track in a deficit throughout the years. Is it possible to introduce a new stimulus, say MAP Strong or MAPS Anabolic, and remain at my current calorie intake, which is 2,300 currently? Or do I really need to eat at like 1,800 to 1,900 calories to further see the fat loss? I want to experience the body composition that you guys talk about while lifting heavy and eating well. I'm a believer of lifting weights. I absolutely love it. And then walking for cardio. So I'll do anything that you guys advise me to do. I'm here for all of it. So I am 5'4", maintaining at 162 to 165. There's some fluctuations. And my number one goal is strength, and then to lean out enough to be able to see the muscle gains.
Okay. I got good news for you. Doug,
Okay.
can you scroll up for me, please, and where she had her strength gains? The strength gains that you had, I'm going to go over them here. So your squat went from 20-pound dumbbells, for stopping at 90-degree angle, to 105 pounds for 4 sets of 4, and you went deeper.
Wow.
Your deadlift went from a 25-pound bar on a Smith machine to 125 pounds for 4 sets of 4 reps. Yeah. Over how long of a period of time did this happen?
A year, right?
Yes, a year. And then actually Monday I hit 135 on my squat for 2 reps. Okay. So that was my goal. So I got 2 plates on there.
I got really good news for you. Monday. I got really good news for you, Beth, because you went like the strength gains and the fact that your body weight stayed the same,
or even went down eventually.
Yeah, you went down a little bit actually in body weight. You got leaner and built muscle.
Yeah,
is what happened. Okay. So
you're really right on. You're right on track.
You're 100% on track. Now the cardio that you're doing, it's set up there. You're doing about 45 minutes, 5 days a week. Is that just walking?
Yes, strictly walking.
Oh, you're killing it.
Yeah, you really are.
You're doing really good. I wouldn't go on a cut because you're getting leaner.
You are
right now.
Yeah.
I mean, to get that much of a strength gain,
broke, don't fix it.
That's a huge strength gain over the course of a year. For your body weight to go down, because you went from 170 down about on the scale about 5 to 8 pounds on the scale. Give or take.
170 was the highest increase that I saw.
Yeah, I would I would guess that you gained 5 or more pounds of muscle and lost probably 7-8 pounds of body fat.
Yeah.
And so on the scale, it's going to show up like a few pounds. Do your clothes fit differently? Are people commenting that you look like you lost a bunch of weight? Because sometimes that'll happen. Someone will come to me like, you look like you lost a bunch of weight, or you'll notice in your pants feeling a little different. Waist typically smaller, maybe tighter on the glutes. Are you noticing any of those things?
Yes and no. With the pants, I try to focus on like if it's feeling tighter in the glutes or even like your quads and hamstrings. But it's mostly like the core, so back and then stomach, where I see like I could like quote unquote trouble areas. If I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't have any issues with how I looked, because I can see some, muscle definition in my legs and my arms. It's just not showing up, I guess, where I want it to be, and we can't spot.
You just got
spot reduce.
You just got to stay on track.
You just gotta keep going.
Yeah, just keep
It'll
going.
happen.
You're moving in the right direction, Bethany.
Yeah, you really are. We could. Okay, so
I mean, you could do a cut.
yeah, this is how I would do your cut right here. Is I wouldn't do much of a cut actually. In fact, I would be kind of hanging around the calories where you're at, I think you're around a maintenance to a slight surplus because we're gaining muscle. 3 weeks out of the month, then 1 week I would put you in a deficit. So 1 week we would cut calories, say 400 or 500 calories, or just a meal. Get a meal out of there, and that's it, and then go right back to the calorie surplus / maintenance, and just keep rotating through that. Because I think you're already doing a pretty good job of leaning out. You just don't realize it because the scale is hovering around you're in what we call the Goldilocks zone. It's actually like the sweetest spot to be at, where you're getting a little stronger, you're building muscle, you're also losing body fat, and it's just a process. It just takes it takes a long time to build a pound or two of muscle. It takes a while to burn a pound or two of body fat. And you've got a nice even exchange happening right now, and so you're not seeing big swings on the scale, but all the indicators are all positive for us. If I'm seeing, and you just said you hit another PR on the squat just like yesterday.
I mean, that's great. Yeah.
So it's like so that would be another thing too. Like let's say we talk in a month or two, and your progress is stalling. You haven't got any stronger. The scale's down. Then maybe we decide to reverse diet, or maybe we decide to cut because you're not continuing to see performance gains and getting stronger, and you're also not feeling like you're leaning out. Then maybe
we hit another PR.
But yeah, you just hit. You're getting stronger. So I mean, we're building muscle. You're doing good.
How tall are you? How tall are you?
I try to tell myself just to trust this process, but when you're in it and you're not seeing what you think you should see, it's very difficult. So that's a good reminder.
That's the biggest challenge for everybody. Okay. It's like, I'm not seeing what I think I should. That's always a question. How tall are you, Beth?
I'm 5'4".
Listen, I one of the most fit, lean female trainers I ever had was about 157 pounds at your height. Almost your body weight, but she was shredded. So there's so much potential for muscle. And in fact, body weight, I wouldn't even weigh. I mean, you can weigh yourself, but I don't think you should. I think you should just stay on track. Maybe throw a little cut here and there, like Adam said. But you're already moving in the right direction, is what I'm saying.
Beth, I see that you have quite a few of our programs already. Let's put you in the forum. Are you on Facebook? Can I get you in there?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, and I don't have the forum yet, so that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I would love to put you in the forum, and then just keep us updated. Just check in with us at least once or twice every other month or whatever, and just keep us posted on your numbers and how things are going, and then we could give you little adjustments along. I really think, and then just the encouragement of stay the course, because I think you're doing great. Yeah. And I think you'll hear that
you're
from
killing it, and you just need to hear that.
Yeah, there's quite a few people in the community that are in a very similar place, so I think it's a great place to kind of hang out and spitball ideas or things that you want to do. Like you're gonna get great feedback there.
Awesome. And then, so with the 3 weeks of maintaining, should I ever try to slowly increase my calories? Or just hold off on doing that until I see a plateau? Well,
right now, I think wait till you plateau. But what's happening now is where your calories are at now is you're in an interesting space because you're leaning out while building. So I don't even think you're in that big of a surplus. I think you're in maybe a tiny surplus. So you could bump your calories. You might slow the fat loss down, but you'll speed up the muscle gain. So that's up to you. But if you do want to see yourself get a little lean a little faster, then I think the 3 weeks on, 1 week, cut is a good is a good way to start.
Really what it looks like when somebody is doing what's happening with you, where you're kind of hovering around these calories, and what we can't see into, because we're not peering into minute by minute, day by day, is some days you're actually in a little bit of a surplus, say 100, 200. Other days you're in a deficit to 200 or 300. And it's like, it's just, which is a beautiful place. It's like you're feeding the body the way you should feed
That's
it.
body composition change.
Yeah. And it's changing, and it's doing it naturally without you having to have like, scheduled so many days in a deficit, so many days of surplus. You're hovering right around where your body needs. It naturally has higher calorie burn days and lower calorie burn days. And so you're leaning out on those lower ones and you're building a little bit of muscle on those higher ones. And so that's a beautiful place to be. And I wouldn't mess with too much of that right now, at least not until I start to see progress being stalled. And so get in the community, get in the forum, keep us posted on how you're going. And if you start to get discouraged or you hit a plateau, then we'll start to manipulate and change some things.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you guys so much.
All right, Beth.
This has been awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right.
What a good place to be in.
Yeah. I mean, today I feel like we got a lot of people
all the champions
that are doing, which is, I mean, look,
here's the deal for people watching. If you see big strength gains and your body weight is staying the same,
that's a huge
that's
win.
a very, very clear sign that you're very likely to be building muscle and losing body fat. You don't go from a 20-pound deadlift to a 135-pound or whatever she went up to without gaining some muscle. And if her body weight is even lower than it was when she started or the same, well, why didn't her weight go up? Well, it's because she lost body fat.
This is also why I do like to, for me, not for the client, but for me to have like photos of when we started this process. And then also that way I'd put them side by side and like, look at this. Yeah. I know you feel
you weigh the same. But
I know you feel like you haven't seen a lot of change, but look at, and then I can literally point out like, look at
context.
Look at your waist here. Look at the muscle definition that's coming out here. And you're changing your body. And trust me, it just, because you see yourself every day and it's incremental and it's a very slow process and the scale's not swinging like crazy. If you get numbers like this, where you're increasing your strength this much consistently and scales kind of hover around, you're in the Goldilocks zone. Totally. You're in a sweet spot.